So it is a new day. I have slept okay-ish. I went to sleep at like 10 o'clock and it was really quiet. I slept straight till 2 and then the person above me decided to have a phone call in the middle of the night, really loud. Not only was he talking, but he also had the other person on speakerphone, which I just thought was kind of rude, to be honest. It's also extremely hot in there. They've got the AC set to 17, but it feels like it's about 30. And so it's very sweaty. I'm even sweating now, having had a shower this morning and got dressed. But my biggest thing is that when I was going to the bathroom to get ready, I wanted my like pink comb with the prong to do my parting. Couldn't find it anywhere. I know for a fact I had it last night when I moved in and checked in, because I remember taking it out to get my passport out, and I'm sure I put it back, and then I remember putting it on the shelf in my bedroom, in my bed pod thing, but it's not there. So I thought, okay, I'll just put my hair up like this and have a good look afterwards. Then when I came back, I'd left my padlock next to my bag, ready to relock my like drawer where my suitcase is, and that's now gone. I lifted up the mattress on both sides, not there. Looked under the floor, not there. Then I thought, where's this comb? So I lifted up the mattress on the closest side to the wall, thinking it might have fallen down, not there. So two things have gone, and they've definitely been taken, because I specifically remember putting my padlock there and thinking I won't relock it because I'm going to be back in like 10 minutes. So that's really frustrating. Also, I left it on my coat, so now, even though I've used a different padlock, because I have 4 padlocks with me for 4 different bags, even though I've used a different padlock on it, it's technically the same code, so they know the code, which I can't believe I did. That's the first time I've done it. I've been locking it like every 5 minutes, but I just got fed up of relocking it and opening it and relocking and opening it, and I thought no one was going to take it, but they did. So far today is really not going my way. To make matters worse, everywhere is closed. It's Good Friday today, but I wasn't expecting things to be closed. And the cafe that I went to for breakfast, because I missed breakfast this morning, was closed. And then Brooki, which is the cookie place I've been so excited to go to, is closed. Luckily they've got another location. It's just a 45 minutes away instead of 10 minutes away, so I am going to get there before 3 o'clock because that's when they close. So I ended up going to McDonald's for the first time in Australia. I got a breakfast. They did have sausages, but it's a beef sausage, so I got bacon and chicken, which I've never had chicken before for breakfast, but it's a new thing and it was fine, but very, very busy. So now I've walked down to the botanical gardens. I'm going to have a little walk around here for an hour, and then I'm very much hoping that the City Cat ferries are running and I can get that to the Brooki kids. I didn't realise some people were waiting for me. So I stopped vlogging so that they could pass. But it's very pretty around here. They've got loads of vibrant colours, which is really nice. It is a nice day today as well, because it's a lot cooler than it has been. It says it's 27 degrees, but it's very cloudy and overcast, and it's like drizzling slightly, which is making it feel a lot cooler, which is nice. Everglades, all the lily flowers were blue and purple, and here they're all pink. I love lilies and they're so pretty. The city cats are running. I made it onto the City Cat ferry, and when I first came up, this place was full. However, it has since started raining. It is only like a light rain, but it is a wet rain, so I've put my water cooler on. Everyone else is downstairs. We've just got to the University of Queensland, which I was going to walk around just for like memory purposes, but with the weather I've decided against that, so I'm going to stay on, do a full route, and then get off at my Brooki stop. I definitely did not need to bother with sun cream this morning. My face is all sticky from the sun cream, and my hair keeps sticking to it in the wind, so I'm very much regretting wasting the sun cream, the time, and the energy. I see blue skies coming. So I somehow accidentally ended up going the wrong way up the river, which is fine because I wanted to do both ways, but I wanted to do Southbank after I got my Brooki so that I didn't have to worry about being like restricted on time. So I've been down to the University of Queensland, had a little walk around but not too long, then got the next ferry back and actually ended up back at the same stop that I got on, because it turns out this is the stop closest to the Brooki place, which I didn't realise. But anyway, so I'm now walking to get the cookies and then we'll head back. That was like the most perfect timing. I got her just before the owner left and I have followed her on TikTok for maybe 3 years. So I had a nice conversation with her about Easter, the business, and then also the NHS, and start talking about Adam K. So yeah, I'm gonna try something now, but I ended up getting 4 things. I couldn't decide, so I got 2 cookies, the double chocolate and the red velvet, and then I got a chocolate vanilla Easter cupcake and a Biscoff brownie. The packaging is like so cute. It's like bright pink, so it proper matches my outfit. This is the double chocolate cookie. Okay, I'm biting it now. That's good. Outside is quite crunchy and crispy, but the inside is really doughy. And then I don't know if you can see, there's some soft centre as well. So they're all like stuffed cookies as well. That was delicious. The perfect little afternoon cake slash lunch, because I had a late breakfast, so I'm not really having lunch. But it is in a little bit of a more dodgy area, which I'm quite surprised at, especially because of how well the business is known on TikTok. So I'm now heading back to the ferry and then heading to Southbank. After talking to Brooke, she also made me aware that all the supermarkets are apparently closed tonight as well. So I'll have to see what they're cooking for dinner, and then if it's something I don't like, I'll have to go eat at a restaurant, because I don't really have any meals in. I've got some wraps, but I haven't got anything to put in them, and I would have got some chicken, but obviously if the supermarket's closed, I can't get any chicken. I don't know if I mentioned the situation yesterday at dinner time, but I was basically sat outside waiting for about half an hour, eating my cucumber and grapes because I cut them up ready for the zoo and never ate them, so they needed eating yesterday, especially because they've been out of the fridge all day. But you're not allowed to eat in the bedroom, which I do understand because it's in such tight quarters and it's so hot in there anyway. I don't fancy eating. So I was watching them cook, sat in the kitchen at the tables, and then they were setting all out, and I thought, oh, I'll wait for first few people to get theirs and then I'll queue. Well, it turns out the queue was on the other side of the dining room, like the other side of the reception. So when I stood up after the first couple of people got their food, it was then all the way up to the other floor, and it was huge. So I ended up going to the shops, getting some snacks, because at that point I was absolutely starving, and then joined the queue while I was eating. And it took till about 7:30 to get through, so a good half an hour. And then they gave me like the smallest portion. He gave me 3 scoops of pasta, and I didn't like the bolognese sauce, so I just had parmesan on it. And then afterwards I was watching him plate up for other people, and he was doing like a full plate full, like heaped bowls, heaped plates. So obviously he just thought, she's fat, she doesn't need that much food. So I was pretty upset and starving and tired by that point. So that was how dinner went yesterday. Hopefully tonight will be a bit better. I always seem to be so unlucky when I get these ferries. They seem to have gone just as I'm walking up. But there's a little one here, but it's only doing 1 stop, and I need to go 4 stops. So I'm waiting for the bigger one to come back, which will be about 15 minutes, and I need a wee. I was just speaking to one of the, I don't know what they're called anymore. I would call them a captain because they drive the boat, but apparently they're not called captains. And he said it's an hour and a half to get to the top and an hour and a half to get back. So I decided against that. I'm going to go to Southbank. I'm still waiting for the ferry. I'm hoping I can make it to the Brisbane sign before the grey clouds come, but we'll see. The sign is definitely a little bit worse for wear, but it is cute, and I like that they've all got different things on and different colours. But unlike other places I've been to, like the Rotterdam, the Amsterdam, the Vegas sign, all of those signs have had like orderly queues, so you don't get like loads of people in the picture, whereas here everyone just stands in front of the sign, in front of letters, really close. So it doesn't really work out very well. So I got someone to take pictures, but literally it looks like there's 100 other people in the pictures. Call this a lagoon, but it looks very much similar to like the lagoons that I've had at other places. I genuinely didn't know this was here. They just call it a pool, but it's huge. There's like 4 different sections, a splash pad. There's about 8 lifeguards that I've already seen, if not more. Oh, if I had known, I would have brought my swimming costume, but I didn't, and I've left it at the hotel. So I'm not going to be swimming today, but I have sat down near the banking and popped my feet in it to cool them off at least. Quite a few little souvenir shops so far this trip, but not bought anything because I feel like they're all like cheap tags. But that shop was so cute. I could have bought so much. If I had space in my luggage, I totally would have. They had like my dream beach bag in like this aqua yellow that was just stunning and really high quality. But alas, it does not fit in my bag at all, so I can't get that. But I did get my dad a magnet boomerang, which he collects magnets. And he really wanted to come to Australia, but he said he's never going to now because it's too far away. And he's got a stepson in San Francisco, so instead of doing his holidays, he tends to go there every year now. I got my cousin a Christmas ornament because she has like special Christmas ornaments, and there were so many cute ones, but I got her the koala. And then I bought myself a mini boomerang. My cousin really wanted a boomerang, but I know she wants a proper one, and they're huge and they just won't fit in my bag. And I think she'd be disappointed to buy a mini one. So I've got one that's like this big that'll just go on my mantle. Now the hostel hasn't got back to me with a few things that I emailed them about, but one of them was what food is tonight. So just in case I don't like it,
I think I'm going to get some food here. There's a couple of cheaper restaurants, so I think I will eat something now. It's 3:30, so it'll be 4 o'clock by the time I eat, and then I'll head to the sky deck and watch the sunset. I've come to a restaurant, but there's 2 restaurants either side of the road, and they're both playing live music, and it's kind of giving me a headache. I like both of them, but not at the same time. I came across to the restaurant opposite, A, because of the music, but B, the waiting staff was so rude. They gave me a menu that was a drinks menu, so I asked for a food menu, and then they gave me a second drinks menu after about 15 minutes. So I switched plans and came opposite, where I can listen to only one type of music, and it's better. I only caught the end of her set, but there should be someone else coming out. I've ordered a kid's pizza, so we'll see how it goes. So my original plan this morning was to go up the clock tower at the town hall, but unfortunately today, because of Good Friday, it's all been closed, which is a shame. So instead, so I can still get a little bit of like the sky view experience, the driver on the way back told us about this place yesterday and it's free to enter. So I'm going to walk there now. So I'm kind of hoping I can get to the sky deck, have a look at the scene during daylight, have a look at during sunset, and then have a look during night, but we'll see how busy it is and how long I'm allowed to stay. I also think with being at Easter that the pool area's been a lot busier and the restaurants were a lot busier. The service was utterly appalling. I had to ask so many times for things. Drinks, knives and forks. After half an hour, where's my food? And then my dessert, and yeah, it was a bit of a nightmare. But anywho, we'll see how it goes and make a plan after that. This is what the residents get to use. How cool. So they've got a pool over here and then like little seating areas, bars, restaurants. It looks like there's another sort of indoor pool in there as well. Wow, wouldn't that be nice to live there? Going up the side of this building, all about plants and trees. I can't help but wonder who maintains them, because if they were mine, they would be dead. And none of them seem dead, which makes me think someone else maintains them and not individual residents. It's definitely one of the more unique sky decks that I've been on. It's not really a sky deck, to be honest. It's got 2 sort of round buildings connected by this semicircle, so you can't walk all the way around, and the view's kind of impeded because of the buildings either side. So I'll try and show what I mean. So this is one end of the sky deck that I was just on, and you can't see past this big building. And then this whole thing is connected to where I am, which is connected on this side to this building. So yeah, while it is still cool, it is a little bit limited on what you can see and what you're going to see. Also, there's no like signs explaining what any of the buildings are, whether they're just not famous or it's not set up for it. I'm not sure, because all the other ones I've been to have got like signs, like the Montparnasse Tower in Paris, the Sky Gardens, the Shard, all those sort of places, they all have signs. So the sun seems to be starting to set from this sort of angle, so I'm going to sit here and go through my pictures, delete all like the duplicates, and then draft some posts, because I'm like 5 days behind now. I was doing really well until Kukari, and then just having no signal put me way behind, and I haven't been bothered to post since. So that is my plan. But yeah, it's going to be a pretty sunset. You can already see how bright it is. The sun has now completely set for the majority. There's a tiny sliver on the other side, but I've walked to the far side to see the scenery in the dark. I didn't realise the residents had a big TV screen here. This is a TV screen. I don't know what it's showing, but it's showing something, and there's quite a few people watching. This over here is Kangaroo Point Cliffs, and that's where I was last night. So I've actually come down to level 7, which is called the leisure deck. I was wrong, it's not for residents, it's actually public access. So very strange, very nice though. They're only watching sports. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's this place, this city, or this stage of my trip, but I wish I had someone with me right now. I feel very isolated and alone. I can't believe it. I just watched another ferry drive away just as I'm approaching. Hey ho, they are pretty regular. I want to say that like every 15 minutes, so it's not too bad. They're just annoying. I somehow got on the wrong direction again for the ferry, which is really annoying. And it took so long to get everyone on because it was really busy, and then so long to take everyone off that I'm now like 20 minutes late for tea. It's really annoying because my sat nav keeps trying to take me down through shopping malls as like shortcuts is what I was going to say, but then I saw a bunch of like whole pigs hanging up down an alley. But yeah, it's going to be almost 8 o'clock by the time I get back and dinner starts being served. Supposedly it's 7, although yesterday it was like 7:10. So I think they'll be done, which is a shame. I'm going to tell myself it's something that I don't like. Maybe like salad, or I don't know, I can't think of something they'd make in bulk that I wouldn't like. But hopefully it's not like any potatoes or rice or things like that. You know, I wasn't particularly hungry, but because I've been preparing myself for food here tonight, I've like made myself hungry just by the thought of it. So I'm gonna have to just have snacks. I've got some like dried mango left over, I've got some crackers left over, and I've got a chocolate muffin. So that'll keep me going at least. My Easter chip cupcake did look really good, however, it's got very squished in the box. This was its little face.